August 2019, one of the most anticipated criminal trials in American history never happened.
A man accused of trafficking dozens of underage girls was found dead in his jail cell. No trial, no testimony, no full list of names was ever made public.
The official ruling? Suicide.
But for millions of people around the world, that answer was never enough.
I'm Marcelo.
And I'm Lachy.
Today, we're taking you through the story of Jeffrey Epstein and how he built his empire, how he avoided justice, and what we still don't know to this day.
So who actually was Jeffrey Epstein?
He was born in 1953 in Brooklyn. Not connected, not wealthy, but he started out as a math teacher at a private school in Manhattan.
But by the 1980s, he had completely reinvented himself. He was now a high-end financial manager, and he claimed that he only worked with clients that were worth over $1 billion.
Here's the thing though. Nobody has ever fully been able to explain where his money came from. Investigators looked into it for years, and the picture is still unclear.
What is clear is that Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with powerful people. He had a mansion in Palm Beach, a townhouse in Manhattan, and his notorious private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And not to mention, he had a private jet, which people started calling the Lolita Express.
He was photographed with presidents, royalty, tech billionaires, celebrities. He collected powerful connections the way some people collect art.
And for decades, nobody asked any questions about Jeffrey Epstein. Because when you are that rich and powerful, people tend to look the other way.
But in 2005, in Palm Beach, the police started investigating Epstein after a parent reported that her daughter, who was a teenager, had been paid to give him massages and that it had turned into something far, far worse.
What investigators found was that it was an organized, systematic operation where young girls, many of which were minors, were being recruited, trafficked, and abused.
This should have been the end of Jeffrey Epstein.
But it wasn't.
Instead of facing federal charges that could have put him away for life, Jeffrey Epstein signed one of the most controversial plea deals in history. No manches. Vinicius Jr.
He pleaded guilty for just 2 state charges and served only 13 months in county jail. And for most of that time, he was allowed to leave 6 days a week to go to his office.
His victims were not even informed about the deal before it was signed, which is actually a violation of the Crime Victims' Rights Act.
His wealth, lawyers, and connections had protected him. And the system had completely failed the people that it was supposed to protect.
But Jeffrey Epstein did not operate alone. The name that comes up the most was Ghislaine Maxwell, a British socialite who prosecutors say was central to recruiting and grooming victims.
In 2021, Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted on 5 counts of sex trafficking. She is currently serving a 20-year sentence.
Beyond Maxwell, flight logs from Epstein's private jet showed dozens of prominent figures that had traveled with him, including former presidents, a British prince, and major figures from business and academics.
Being on a flight log is not the same thing as committing a crime, but it does raise serious questions about who knew what and for how long.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
In 2019, investigative journalist Julie K. Brown at the Miami Herald brought the story back into the spotlight with a major investigation into Epstein's victims.
Federal prosecutors moved fast, Epstein was arrested in July 2019 on federal sex trafficking charges and pleaded not guilty.
He was denied bail and sent to a federal jail in New York to await trial.
And then on August 10th, 2019, he was found dead in his cell.
Officially, suicide.
By hanging. But almost immediately, serious questions were raised. Epstein had been taken off suicide watch just days before. Guards reportedly fell asleep and falsified records. And surveillance cameras near his cell just happened to malfunction.
A forensic pathologist hired by his family said the injuries were more consistent with homicide than suicide.
No definitive alternate explanation has ever been proven, but the questions have never gone away either.
Now we brought in our friend Diego. We brought in our friend William to give us an honest outside perspective on all this. William, now that you know the full story, do you think justice was ever truly served in this case? And do you believe the official story about his death?
So I don't think justice was truly served in this case because, for one, there are many people that are in the Epstein files that have still not been brought to light. Plenty of celebrities, plenty of people in high up areas of government that will never see the light of day or see a day of punishment because either the government is covering up this case to cover them or because they paid their way into not having to serve any jail time. Do I believe about this story about his death? Well, there was a lot of hearsay behind it. You have the fact that there's a minute of the security cam footage that was taken out, so we do not know what went on during that time. There could have been nothing, but there still could have been something to happen. I don't know too much about what happened to his body afterwards because, did they have a funeral? Did they cremate him? Was there ever a body found? That's also a question that needs to be brought up.
All right, there you have it. William Thomas coming in to the video.
When we started researching this, we knew it was going to be a big deal. But now that we've done the investigation and really learned deep into the facts, it is so much bigger than we ever thought.
The things that stay with us the most is not really Epstein himself, it's the survivors. Young girls who were failed by the legal system, failed by adults around them, and spent years not being believed.
And the fact that so many questions to this day are still unanswered. Who was involved? How did he really die? Who knew what? Says something real about the way power works in this world.
When you're connected and connected and connected and rich enough, the rules just apply differently.
This case is not about just one man. It is about accountability and what happens when accountability is thrown out the window.
Thank you for watching.
Adios.